If you've ever had a job before, chances are you've worked with at least one assoholic person. Someone completely engrossed and addicted to being foul, mean, and awful. It's a very common experience, and yes, it's very subjective, but I don't think I'm an assoholic. Let me tell you about an assoholic I used to work with at my first job. I was 17 and I had my own station known as the pantry, where I made dinner rolls, desserts, and some of the appetizers. Across from me was the line, where all the cooks were, and the closest person to my station was at the center of the line. That person had to do fried foods, soup, and some vegetables. And I remember even on my first night there, him going off on me about something insignificant. I was completely new, an innocent kid, and this fellow just gave me shit. It hurt a little. The abuse continued, and I grew to resent the guy. Let's call him He was just mean and negative and condescending to everyone. The servers, the other cooks, the dishwashers, everyone except the boss. My friend who'd gotten me the job and I talked a lot about how he was so very disliked, and I wonder why such a person was allowed to work with us if he was such a jerk. That's the first time in my life I realized anything like this, that if someone does their job, fulfills their responsibilities, it doesn't matter how they behave. Not very much, anyway. There's no law that says you can't be a dick, and you can't be fired just because you are. Like I said, I'm sure you've had a job and had to deal with such a person. What really got me is when the shift was over and would try to act like he wasn't a dick the entire night to me. This mainly stemmed from the fact that I drove and I could give him a ride home, but still, wow. I have a lot of sympathy for bosses who are assoholics just because, in a sense, they can be justified. There were jobs I've had where the boss had an assoholic attitude towards me when I fucked up, so they took it seriously, and at first I lumped them in with But it's different though. In his case, he was just a bad person to me who wanted to be a boss but couldn't pull it off. He took his job very seriously and acted like everyone else was personally trying to fuck him. So the work environment was always more tense when he was around. Roughly, I was able to construct a portrait of when he was outside of work and figured he was just an assholic regardless, no matter where he was. Ultimately, I feel sorry for wherever he's at now. One time I did give him a ride home, and as a thank you, he gave me some gummy bears. At first I was pleased, but then I realized those gummy bears were actually expired. Outrageous. I wanted to say this stuff because it's such a common experience in our lives to encounter people who are our coworkers, and they're just nasty people, lacking in tact, and the struggle of dealing with them in relation to performing your own job well. Feel free to share a story of your own in the comments about an assoholic you know. Just leave the name of the person anonymous, though. And I hope you like the scenic view, too. Trying something new for a video, I suppose. If you like the content, please subscribe.